What's happening, Fight Week Show fans, Fight Week Show people, them, and look what the cat has dragged in. We got crazy Chris Price today. How you doing, my brother?
Oh, I'm feeling fantastic. Still on cloud nine after my big win on Cage Warriors.
Oh yeah, that's something we definitely gonna be touching up on. And yeah, you pulling up trees up there up in Cage Warriors right now, and we're happy to have you up on the show. Thank you very much for stopping by today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. Some cool facts about you. You signed with Cage Warriors. You 5-1 as a pro. Your most one of your most recent your recent victory. You got a sub victory against at Cage Warriors 160, I believe. One
Yes.
Cage Warriors 160 against Dean. You got a submission victory there, and what I wanted to ask you is what your background is, what really got you into fighting in the first place, and how we got here. So give us a little picture
Okay.
of what got us here in the first place,
I'll try and keep it as brief as I can because it's a long
please.
story. I'm autistic. When I was growing up, I got picked on quite bad at school, and
Mm,
I needed an outlet. I needed something to get rid of all my energy, and I also needed something to learn a bit of self defense and that. So I found some traditional martial arts schools, and at first, when I first started, I didn't really like martial arts. If I'm honest, it was just
mm.
something to do. But then, as I got older, I started finding the love for it, and I wanted to do more competitive martial arts. So I moved from traditional martial arts into more harder contact sports like Muay Thai and a little bit of judo, kickboxing, and then from there, eventually, I found my first gym, Blackburn Predators, years ago. So that's when I started training MMA. So that was when I was about 14 or something.
Right.
And yeah, basically from there, I got bullied, and it was just a way of getting the bullies off my back at the time.
I mean, it's not a bad way when you look at it to get bullies off your back. And growing up in a situation that you, especially the one that you find yourself in, it's got to be extremely difficult to navigate and 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 still be able to find ways to defend yourself, if you like, from
Yeah, of
from those
course.
sort of situations.
Yeah, of course. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all in the past, all that stuff now, to be honest. Like, I'm an adult now, and life's a lot better now. But when I was a kid, life was shit. I'm not even going to lie. Like, life was shit.
Wow.
I wasn't a very popular kid growing up, and
Mm.
I got picked on quite a bit. You know, yeah, it's one of them. It's one of them. I think it made me who I am today, so it's right.
And that's the most important thing is what is shaped you up to be. And hopefully some of our young viewers and people that are listening can take some kind of inspiration from sort of what you went through, and try and mold themselves that way. I want to say congratulations to you on your big Cage Warriors victory. As you know, Cage Warriors 160. What do you attribute to your impressive ability to find these submissions? Because you've got quite a few of them. What do you attribute to that?
That is a really good question. I think it's just something that I've found easier to do in fights. Like when I first started fighting, before
Mm.
I had my very first fight, I was thinking I was going to be more of a striker, if I'm honest, when I very first started. But then it just went from there. Like, yeah, I just have a thing for submissions.
Mm.
That most recent win though, I'll have to say that was pre-planned. The whole fucking thing, like get the
Wow.
takedown, top position, land shots, get the guys back, rear naked choke, go home. That was actually the plan. It was literally the plan. So I knew going in what I wanted. I wanted his neck, and I got it.
Right.
But no, I think it's just I've done jiu-jitsu for 10 fucking years, so I think that's what it is
Mm.
really. Think about it. I don't
Right.
know. I don't know. I'm just good at strangling people. God knows.
I mean, that's one way to look at it. Especially when you've done jujitsu for so long. in the way that that you've done it as well, because I've got here you the first thing you got into was like traditional jiu-jitsu, not the
Yeah, I was
yeah.
under traditional school doing traditional jiu-jitsu. That not the same as what I do now. Like a lot of the techniques in traditional martial arts don't really work in real life. If I'm honest,
Mm,
that's not a diss. It's just facts. Um, and the other thing with me is I've got a very, very high level coaching team. I've got some of the best coaches in the world working with me.
yeah.
Paul Rimmer, Ellis Hampson,
Yeah.
Adam Bentry, some of the best coaches in the world right there. And they're giving me the right strategies going into fights and the right game plans and I'm learning the right techniques and I'm training every single day. So yeah.
100%. I mean, like you said, doing it for that long, it just becomes second nature to you, isn't it? To be able to
Yeah.
just
It's like walking.
impose your will on your opponents, and like you said, take their neck at wheels. As often as you want, with superior game plan, and like you said, with the coaches that you have around you. Is We can't talk about the wins without that one loss that you got, and it's in front of a home crowd as well. But
Oh yeah. That made me.
I was just gonna say, please tell us
That
how
fucking
that's
made me.
contributed to where where you got your MMA career into right now. How did that shape it?
Well, it was a reality check. That loss that I had against Mikhail Falk, it was a reality
Mm,
check for me. It was I think it was good that I had it. I really do. Like, it taught me that there's a lot more I need to learn. I have to have a certain mindset going into fights, and I don't know. It's just how do I put it? I learned a lot about myself. Like, I learned a lot about what I needed to do, like, to make a big change. Like, I made a big change to move gyms after that fight, fully commit to a world class gym and higher level coaching.
mm,
Um, I made a big commitment. I was making sacrifices that I really didn't want to do, like getting up early literally every single day to do a 2 hour training session,
yeah.
getting on a fucking train, traveling all the way to Liverpool every day is fucking hassle, like real hassle. But it's worth it. Getting rounds in with guys that are smashing me, all the time. Guys that are better than me in certain aspects. It's basically made me a lot stronger as a fighter, and
Mm,
also a lot more mentally tough as well. Like, as a person, I think overall, I've learned a lot about myself. Honestly, in the last 6 months, I've learned a lot about myself.
it's incredible. It's incredible that you mentioned about your mindset and your mental health. How does, like, being autistic like yourself, and the challenges that comes with it, how how much emphasis do you put into all of that when you're in training camp, and try to
Yeah.
prepare for your fight? How does that help, or what challenges do you go through
Well,
when you're in those situations?
there's pros and cons to having autism. Like,
Mm,
it's like anything. I try my best to take the pros,
mm,
try and take the pros and really outweigh the cons with what I've got wrong with me. Um, so the pros are, when I'm set on something, I'm extremely focused on it. When I'm set on something, so like I've got a fight coming up, boom. It's like I'm training. I'm training in the gym like every single day. It's like
mm,
a coach wants me to work on this, I'll work on it. I've got you know S&C to do, like I'm doing it. Like I've got targets to hit, I'm hitting them. I'm very, very focused.
mhm,
That's one of the pros. A lot of the pros are that, and I've got a good mind for it all. When my
mm,
mind's set. The downside is people with autism tend to overthink quite a lot. So I always think the worst of every situation
mm,
going into things. But something that shocked me going into this fight was because I was prepared so well and I was getting the hardest rounds in. I went into that fight
mm,
knowing, like, it's weird. Like, I've gone into fights in the past where I've been like, right, this could probably go either way, and I almost accepted it going into fights. Like, I could go either way. It's like, and I'd overthink it, like all the possible things that could go wrong. But in that last fight that I just done, I was just like, I'm gonna fucking win. Like, I'm just gonna go in there, take him down, and fucking strangle him, and then voila, I've got to do that every other fucking fight now. You know what I mean? Just get in, get the job done. It's just a fucking fight. Like, I've really like learned to just accept the fact that it's just a fight. It's like sparring in the gym. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just a little bit harder, and you know, there's a ref there, and there's a lot of people watching, so I guess it's a bonus, and I get
yeah,
paid for it.
that's
Yeah, it's
right.
no
That's right.
different, really. That's the way I
Mm-hmm.
looked at it. So there are challenges being autistic, but I'm learning with each fight camp how to cope with it. I'd say.
No, this is fantastic. It's fantastic to hear how you handle, all these things and use the pros of it to your advantage to to further your career to really help you focus maybe in a way that other people don't have the ability to because you get that hyper focusing and you're able to deliver. What about the hardest thing about being an MMA fighter? Because in your career, nothing comes easy. Before you even go pro, before you
That's
go
hard.
full time, what are the challenges? What's the most like difficult part of being an MMA fighter?
Fucking hell, there's a lot. Um, there's actually a lot. It's very like I love what I do, but don't
Mm,
get me wrong, it's stressful. Like you train every single day, you're burnt out sometimes. You have to get up when you don't want to get up. Um, sometimes you have to do training you don't want to do. I'm not even kidding. Like weight cutting's a big one. I fucking hate weight cutting. The good thing for me is I moved up a weight class. So that last
right,
fight was my first fight at lightweight. Used to
right.
fight at featherweight. I used to kill myself to get to featherweight.
Oh my god.
Like I walk around at like 83, 84 kilos, and I was cutting to 66 kilos. So what's that in pounds? So
Yeah,
I was like 185 walk around weight, and I was doing a big weight cut to get to 145.
that's crazy.
And I was doing that for probably my last 3 or 4 fights. Just
I can
fucking
see why
murdering
I can
myself.
see why you don't like weight cut, man. You know what I
Fucking
mean?
no, I hate it, mate. I hate it with a passion. Um, my last fight was at lightweight. It was one of the easiest weight cuts I've ever done. Still,
Mm,
obviously hard. I mean, no such thing as an easy weight cut, but
of
it
course.
was just a relief that I didn't have to do that extra 10 pounds. It was such a relief.
Mm.
Such a fucking relief.
What about this? What about going into fights carrying an injury or carrying a niggle?
Oh, I had a few injuries going into that last one. I'm
Wow.
not even kidding. I actually did. It's one of I've gone into fights with injuries, but
Mm,
but very very like really really minor injuries. Like I won't even notice.
mm-hmm.
That one, my calf was knackered going into that fight. So like so I had some sort of nerve damage in my leg. It'll be fixed now. I think it's all sorted now. I've done some sparring.
Yeah,
It's fine now. It's
yeah.
healed. So I had some nerve damage in my leg, and my shoulder was knackered. So in my last sparring session, I was just
Mm,
shooting and shooting and shooting for takedowns and fucking smashed my shoulder into the guy's hip at an awkward angle. And my
right.
shoulder's been fucking weird since. It's still a bit funny now.
Bloody hell.
But yeah, I went into that fight with a few injuries, but they don't bother you on the night because of the adrenaline.
Mm,
You don't feel any of it. I don't think any fighter goes into a fucking fight without some sort of injury. I know some fighters that have gone into fights with um, fucking ligament damage in the knee and shit. You know what I mean? I've seen fighters go into
that's
fights with
wild, man.
broken hands and some really stupid shit, and they've still won.
That's
You know what I
crazy.
mean? I've seen guys do 3 round wars with torn up hamstrings.
It's it's
Seriously, seriously. So
it's
I
why
don't
I
know. Some guys are crazy, like, and they'll do it. Like me, if I get a certain injury,
mm,
I like to think long term. You
yeah.
get me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, like for
100%.
example, if I completely tear something, I'm not fucking fighting. Like, because I could end up fucking getting worse or off and have to have surgery.
Yeah.
No, fuck that. It all
I,
depends on the money at the end of the day. At this point, I'm gonna make smart decisions.
that's true. I mean, look, it's one of the reasons why I have so much respect for for you guys and what you do. It's not a joke thing. With like you said, people going into fights with broken hands, with torn hamstrings, with ligament
Yeah. They
damage.
have to hide it. They have to hide it from the medical team too a lot of the time because they like the medics will ask you fucking the medical like, are you okay? I've got no injuries, blah 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 blah. It's like in your head you're thinking, oh, I've got this wrong with me, I've got that wrong with me. But I can't fucking tell them because if you tell them, then they might fucking pull you from the fight.
Oh my god, incredible,
You
incredible,
never
man.
know. Fucking Michael Bisping, innit?
Yeah,
That Michael Bisping, fucking, he didn't have a fucking eye. He was missing a fucking eye for
yeah.
years and still going into fights, like lying to the medical staff, like blagging the tests. Honestly, MMA fighters are crazy, man. We're crazy fucking human beings. Hey, sorry, go on.
It's no, it's all right. I mean, s- when you see all the examples of the people that you just mentioned in there, like Michael Bisping and some of the exploits that he's had to go through just to get his fights going. It's mad. It's absolutely crazy. What one thing I wanted to ask you, you have 4 submissions and a TKO win.
Okay.
How did it feel getting that TKO? Because that's different to like all your submission moves going into
Uh,
this one. Do you do
I
you?
don't know. I don't really think of it. I don't really think of it much. Like, because at the end of the day, like in my training, I'm
Mm,
striking with guys, I'm grappling with guys. I can mix it up. It just in that particular fight that happened like that, and it was on the ground too. So technically, in my head, it's
mm,
still a way of submitting someone. Like ground and pound is technically a submission because most of the time when the referee pulls you off them, it's because they've given up. They're covering
yeah,
up
yeah.
because they've given up. A lot of
Mm,
the time, unless you knock them out unconscious, so they're a bit rocked. A lot of the time, it's because they're covering because they just think, right, I'm done here. I'm just
and yeah,
I'm just going to
just
cover
give the
and
rest,
take it. So that's
the rest
technically a
of it.
tap, really.
Yeah, got you,
So
got
yeah,
you.
best submission in the world is a punch. Seriously, it's
Mm,
not even a chalk; it's a punch. Just keep punching them until they give up.
You know what?
Yeah,
I've never really heard that one before, man. That's a good. I've never really thought about it or heard that one before. Still,
I swear to
so
God, I've heard someone say that before. I actually think I've heard someone say that. It was probably one of my coaches that said that actually.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
just
that's
keep
one that
punching,
I'm
just
gonna.
keep punching them. Like they're gonna give up eventually if they can't do anything,
Yeah,
or the rest can pull them off. So yeah,
yeah, man. I'm gonna run with that, man. I'm gonna run with that in the future, man. You know, what I mean, I'll credit you for it a couple times, but I'm gonna run with that in the future. Thank you very much for that, brother. Um, is there is there a certain, say, MMA fighter that inspires you? Because I know with the gym that you train in now, you rub shoulders and train with a lot of top level athletes.
yeah,
We're talking with people like Shamrock over there,
yeah.
Dennis the Menace, as you know, that trains out of that gym. Paddy Pimblett training out of that gym. Is there a certain MMA fighter that you look up to that really inspires you and makes you just want to get to that next level?
Yeah, of course. There's three key people, and I always bring this up in interviews when I get asked.
Mm,
Michael Bisping is number one for me because he
yeah.
comes from the same, almost the same town as me. Clitheroe is where he came from, and it's literally just
Right.
down the road from Blackburn where I live.
Right.
And he's basically smashed it. He's a UFC Hall of Famer now, and he's living the life, and he done it
Right.
all with so many injuries and so many setbacks. So Michael Bisping's number one.
Mm,
Number two is Georges St. Pierre.
mm,
I think he is the perfect example of a next generation MMA fighter. Like, back, basically showed it in the old school days. Like, had the best striking, the best jiu-jitsu, the best wrestling, and he combined it so well back in the day and had brilliant strategies. He was the first, like I said, next generation MMA fighter, like good at everything and a strategist, if you get me. So that guy, and absolute lovely guy too. Like, perfect role model, I'd say, George St.
mm.
Pierre. And then the third one is my teammate, Paddy Pimblett.
Yeah.
100%. because Paddy's come from a very similar sort of scene as me, like same regional scene. He's had fights on FCC. I've been watching Paddy since I was a young kid, like before I even started fighting. I was watching Paddy. I loved his
Yeah.
fighting style, and just watching him coming up and seeing where he is now. It's very inspiring for someone like me to
Yeah.
see all that, and also getting to train with him all the time is pretty fucking cool. He's actually a really
Yeah.
nice guy.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
them three: Michael Bisping, George St. Pierre, and Paddy Pimblett. There you go. Them
Yep.
three guys.
Thank you for that answer there. Thank you for that answer there, my brother. Um, when you're not in camp, and you did tell us how much you hate weight cutting. What's your cheat meal? What's your favorite
Oh
go to?
Jesus!
What do you go to?
Well, I'm having cheat meals every day now. I'm not fighting. Me at the minute. You know what? It's definitely pizza. I'm a pizza man. I love pizza to bits. I love a lot of foods. Like I love a good Chinese takeaway.
Mm,
Um, but nah, pizza. Like just
pizza's the
a
one.
lovely, a proper, a proper Italian made
Yeah,
pepperoni pizza. Nothing can
right.
beat that. I love it. There was a pizza that I had yesterday. It was fucking amazing. A Blackburn pizza. I think it was from a place called Two Step or something. Big shout out to them guys. Like it's
Mm,
one of the best. It's actually the best pizza I've had in Blackburn. Um,
wow.
really, really good pizza. Really, really rate it. Yeah, I had some of that yesterday.
That's incredible. That's incredible. What do
But
you
yeah,
when
pizza. Love pizza.
you're not fighting, you're out of camp, and you things are slowed down a little bit. What do you do? What do you do to pass time? What are your other hobbies
Party.
when you're not fighting?
I'm a little bit of a party animal. I like partying. I like video games. Video games are cool. Like watching some movies. What else do I
Yeah.
do? I just do mad
Yeah,
shit, mate. I mean,
partying is a
most of
good
it,
way to pass time.
most of what I'm doing is training. If I'm honest, like training's my life. Even though I'm like enjoying myself at the minute, I'm out of
Yeah.
camp. I'm eating a lot of food. Oh, that's the problem. Oh my god, it's so bad. I'm drinking a lot of alcohol. I'm eating a lot of food at the minute.
I mean, why not?
Well, can you blame me? I'm gonna be doing that after that
Why
fight
not?
camp.
You just came out of a good win as well, man, with Cage Warriors, man. So I mean, this is your downtime at the moment until you have something announced. But like you said, you're always training just to be
Yeah,
near enough in shape.
of
So
course.
when you do have to go for it, you don't have to do
Yeah,
much. You know what I mean?
of course,
So
and of course, and also, a lot of the lads at the gym are gonna have fights coming up, so I've got to get myself in shape for them. At the end of the day, like I'm gonna help. They help
uh-huh.
me prepare for my
Yeah.
fight, so I've got to do the same for them.
In say the next we're looking at the trajectory of your career now,
Yeah.
we're sitting down here 5-1. Where in the next, say, 3 years,
All right.
are you looking, say we're looking, you take a
Okay.
window look into your career 3 to 5 years from
So
now, what
I
we
I got
think?
asked I got asked this question.
Mm,
Yeah, so I got asked this question before my last fight. Not my
mm,
last fight, the fight before, the one that I
right.
lost. I got asked that, and my answer was very immature. I just said like, "Oh, in 2 years I'll be in the UFC, and
Mm,
I'll, I'll probably be on a main card or whatever in 3 or 4 years or something." That's what I said in an interview, and
mm,
I feel like that mindset I had was fucking daft. The way I thought like that, it's like it don't matter. That's the way I'm looking at it now. It don't matter. Like
mm.
ideally, in 3 years, I'm signed to the UFC. Ideally, okay,
I do. Yeah.
ideally, but um, I just see myself fighting in 3 years. Don't know where, don't know who, don't know how much I'm making, but I just know for a fact I'll be still fighting. I'll still be a professional fighter in 3 years' time, and wherever it happens, off it happens. I'm just glad to be on this incredible journey with some incredible people, regardless of what happens. But
And
I'm gonna make it my mission to get signed to the UFC, though. But
100%.
if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's one of them. I'm not gonna chase that gold at the end of the rainbow. If you get what I'm saying,
Yeah,
like if it happens, it happens.
yeah. I mean, you definitely in the right promotion, because you know the UFC affiliated. A lot of your fights, you know, will be screened on UFC Fight Pass.
Yeah,
So you know, it's a good avenue to
of
actually get
course.
into the promotion as
I
well.
think
So
I think another thing too with me, even though I'm a grappler, obviously people don't really like watching grappling; they like watching striking.
yeah,
But even though I'm a grappler, I'm an exciting grappler.
mm,
So the UFC don't want guys that are just getting takedowns and like holding position. You get what I'm saying? They don't
yeah,
want guys like that. They want guys either causing damage or
mm,
looking to get a finish. And if
yeah,
you look through my pro record and my amateur record,
mm,
every single fight I've been in has been a finish. Whether
yeah,
I've been finished or my opponent, obviously I finished them with a submission.
yeah.
The UFC want finishers. I'm willing to go into a fight and finish fights every single time.
And
So
that's the
there you
mind.
go. That's something that Dana wants. I'm a finisher. Every fight I've done, I've got a 100% finish rate. Never
And
seen a judge me, not even in my amateur career.
that's incredible, man. That's absolutely incredible, and that's the mindset you got to have. You know, when you're looking to, you know, go to the holy grail sort of promotion, if you like, because that's the promised land for a lot of MMA fighters that you know that are that have turned pro. Is where everybody wants to go to. Your support network for you know for yourself going into fights, maybe even out of fights during injury. What does that do? What does that do for? What does that add to you as you know as a fighter? For just having those people there to lean on in you know in terms of need.
So I have one of the best support bubbles ever. Like my my mum and my dad have supported me ever since I went on this crazy journey. You know what I
Mm,
mean? They weren't very keen on it when I first started, but they've had my back ever since, and they still do. Even with the way the world is at the minute, like they're still helping me push towards my dreams and everything. My girlfriend Courtney is absolutely incredible. Like I don't think I'd be where I am without her right now because she's put my mental state in such a high positivity. Like I've got a lot of positive energy at the moment being around my girlfriend. I love her to
yeah,
bits.
yeah,
Um, all my friends and family have been amazing, and I've got a very, very good support network in terms of my training partners, of course. My team at Next Gen are amazing. All my sponsors, and just my town in Blackburn are very supportive of me,
yeah.
and and I'm very proud to represent my town. On a big stage like Cage Warriors, and eventually the UFC one day. I'm going to be very proud to be fighting out of Blackburn, England.
Yeah, man. No, that sounds fantastic, and definitely, you know, introducing you to our audience now. The aim is you know is to follow your career, support your career, and you know support your fights when you go out to show out, and basically you know shining the spotlight on you because you athletes, you fighters, you deserve it. We sit at home and get entertained by your skills and what you guys do over there. So we really appreciate it because we know it's not easy to go through everything you go through just to get in the cage. You haven't even fought yet. You know, just to get in the cage in itself is a mission. And you know, we as fans we understand you know what how difficult that is in itself before you actually put on the performance for us. So I want to thank you for that. And
Thank you.
we're here to support you moving forward because now we're acquainted. We're definitely gonna be reaching out for you. We're gonna be supporting you. We're gonna be shouting you out and reposting all your posts and you know just following your career and putting it out there. Please, the floor is yours if you want to you know thank some sponsors, your coaches, your gym teammates, people like that. The floor is yours, please.
Okay, right. So normally I do list it out, but it'll take ages going through everybody. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm just gonna say big thank you to my team, Next Generation in Liverpool. Like I said earlier, big thank you to my mum, my dad, my girlfriend, all my sponsors. So I'll list out a few of them. I'm probably not going to list them all out. Twisted Fish, Heart Von Hearn, Fighting for Autism, BYCS, TET. I'm going to miss some people out here. Fuck. I'm so freebies. There we go, freebies.
Yeah.
I gotta remember them all now. Do you know what I need to do next time I do one of these? I need to have a list out of all the sponsors. I always miss people out, man. I always do.
Don't worry. Next time we'll bring you around. You know what I mean? You're gonna have your list.
You all know all my sponsors. You know who you are. I fucking love you all. Combat Performance Academy, Blackburn and Worley. Big thank you to Rob Friedman for giving me some coaching opportunities, and I'm just very happy to be helping out the next generation of fighters coming out of Blackburn and the local region. What else? I'm so forgetting some. I am so forgetting someone here. Fuck, I'm so forgetting someone. I've got a new sponsor that I can't say yet, but I'm meeting them today. So,
all right.
You know what? This video will probably get released. No, actually, I'm not gonna announce it. Actually, no, I won't announce it.
No worries, man. And hopefully that meeting goes well as well.
One more thank you. Paul Reed, Vortex S&C. Thank you so much for everything, mate. You've made me a monster. There we go. That's everybody. I'll call it at that for the thank yous.
Salute. And I want to thank Paul Ditch from the Bloody Good Show for putting this together as well. He's pointed us in your direction, and I really want to give him a lot of thanks for putting this together. And hopefully, down the line we can always bring you back on and talk general MMA in itself. Now that we've introduced you to our audience,
that'd be sick. That'd be great. That would be great.
I'd love to do that again. So thank you so much for your time, for stopping by today, man. I really appreciate it, man. You've been wonderful. We wanted 20 minutes, 35 minutes. We're still here. So thank you so much for being so generous with your time, and I really appreciate that, man.
Sweet. I'm just happy being on. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Salute, man. And people, this has been crazy. Chris Price is pulled up here, and we've got the dossier on him right now. And go support him. Go follow his page. We're going to put it in the description below. Everything that you need to do, go and follow him on his page, and you get to see what Chris really does on a daily basis. How is what he does in the gym and all his training sessions and stuff like that. You get to see all of that on his page. And then people, up onto the next video. Hasta la vista. We're out. Salute.
Hey guys, this is John Anik from the UFC. You're watching the Fight Week Show. Please subscribe. Not now, but right now. Subscribe to the Fight Week Show. We'll see you guys on the road soon.